Would you have any copies in your office, do you think?
I'm sure there must be something up there. Let's go to my office.
Look, yeah. Got a good tread on the carpet.
Yeah, it's a
bouncy carpet.
Thank you. The reason why I am writing to you this letter is that I want to be an American sex star, and I need your help. This is my picture, and my number is, puts his phone number there. I hope to hear from you as soon as possible.
The idea of wannabe porn stars in Africa writing to a specific company in LA was mind-boggling. To gauge the human impact of porn's pervasiveness, I spoke to Relate in the UK, who say there's been a huge increase in relationships being strained by compulsive sexual behaviour caused by pornography. I then contacted health professionals around the world to see if they'd noticed any impact of Western porn on people's behaviour. A doctor in Bangalore in India said he'd had school children who'd become so addicted to porn they'd failed their exams and dropped out of school. A field worker in Tanzania told me that after a porn film was shown in her village, a woman was forced to have anal sex, which her husband had just seen in the film. And a doctor on the other side of the world, in Papua New Guinea, said he knew of teenagers who'd watched porn, felt inadequate, and harmed themselves in botched attempts to make their penises bigger. And then there was the letter Anabolic Studios had received from Ghana. Maybe I should head out there and see firsthand what impact the US porn is having around the world. Maybe it was time to try and find Mark, the guy who'd written the letter. But first stop in Ghana was a village in the impoverished north of the country. There I met Ernest, a health education teacher, who was working with the local school children, trying to teach them the importance of abstinence in the fight against AIDS. I was interested to find out whether any of these children had been exposed to porn.
From the experience she's also given, she has watched some pictures.
Yeah.
Some pictures where you see man and a woman having sex, lying on each other.
There's a guilty face if ever I saw one.
I went outside with the porn-watching kids. They took me to the hut where a generator gets wheeled into the village and porn films are shown, films which are made in America.
This one. So this is the cinema?
Yes.
And this is where you watch the porno film? Just someone's shack, I think. You couldn't think of a more incongruous place to watch an American porn film than a mud hut.
Before they ran off, the younger boys told me that after watching porn films, their older brothers would send them off to find girls for them. I went to see the older boys. What they told me, I found chilling.
How do you feel after you watch?
Okay, so
porno?
Come on, yeah.
When they watch it, as a bachelor or someone who has no wife, you go to watch it. When you come, you have sleepless nights. In the sense that you will be thinking about having sex, but you don't have a partner. So it sometimes prompts you to go to rape somebody, to rape a woman in order to satisfy your sexual desire. But it's good that if you are watching such a film, you do it with your partner so that you practice.
Have they actually gone and raped somebody after watching a film?
So because come on to machine. So I will lab ma.
It happens, and that usually it is not. You cannot just come and say these are the people who do it, but they know of such cases.
And so do you ever watch the videos together with your girlfriend?
So they want to rather ask a question to you again, whether in your own experience, have you always watched such films alone or with your girlfriend?
When I've been on my own, I'll watch on my own, and occasionally watch with a girl. You know, occasionally. But it's normally something you do on your own.
And it's not just young men who are being affected by porn. The women are the ones who are bearing the brunt of the porn fallout.
I was just wondering whether anyone had any experience of men whose attitude or behaviour has been changed by watching pornography.
So, nidi pumpung an dunia mana bicha ma. Nidi zaman nangka. The man la the shock comes out.
Come at an ban and dinyanga. Mama banning but new Krabanko to Lang Township. The love feelings man in Tarala, Kukusma, and
She's been married to her husband for
more than 30 years.
more than 30 years. In the last 3 years, he's got into porn, and the marriage has run into real trouble. Gosh.
Whilst illicit porn films are shown in mobile cinemas in these villages, Ernest is putting on a very different type of entertainment. Every month he stages a play that teaches people about the virtues of abstinence in the fight against HIV. But a local theatre group is no match against hardcore American porn when it comes to grabbing the attention of susceptible young men. And speaking of susceptible people, in the capital Accra, I finally found Mark, the guy who wrote the letter to Anabolic in LA, asking to star in their films. It turns out that he's probably not cut out for a career in porn. He's chronically shy, could barely look at the camera, and he's a virgin.
What was the inspiration which made you write to the porn production company in Los Angeles?
Nuke you often nanglo leta madura ni porn production company.
I'm a feeling.
I just have the feeling that I should write. I watched their movie and I saw their contact address on the movie, and I felt like I should write to them, so I wrote.
Do you write many letters to porn companies?
Me, Anabolic, American letter, no, I don't,
Only once.
Only once.
But he says he's genuinely confident Anabolic will write back soon, and he'll be off to LA to start a new life as a porn star. Mark spends half his money on porn films, and there's no shortage of it. In Accra, hardcore American condom-free porn is easily available.
Bloody hell. I mean, that's something stretched about as wide as I've ever seen anything stretched.
As with most porn, there were no condoms in sight. No wonder there's real alarm at the country's National AIDS Commission. I went to meet the Commission's head, Saki Awuka Amoa.
You're welcome, thanks very much. I guess it's one of the consequences of globalisation that you can make a film in Los Angeles and
yes, Los Angeles has an objective for producing that film. When they were producing the films, maybe they did not think that their films will have negative consequences on other behavior patterns in Africa. Those films get to us. You have young boys and girls trying to practice what they are showing in their films. That's where they need to sit down and say, are we doing the right things? Africans, because of colonization and because of westernization, have more or less their minds tuned to believe that anything coming from the West is the best. Anything that is done by the West is the standard. And therefore, they look at these pornographic films and they see people having anal sex. And they think, if this can be done, why can't we try it here?
Do you think the influx of Western pornography could lead to a bigger outbreak of HIV/AIDS in this country?
It could lead to the increase of the prevalence rate. A bigger outbreak, yes, is possible, but if we continue to put in place the interventions we're doing, we may avoid that. But the chances that it could lead to that is there. It's something that we cannot run away from. It is a time bond. No doubt about it. We need to recognize that it has the potential of destroying all the achievements we have made to date. And we need to find a way of handling it.
The AIDS Commissioner's concerns are serious and aren't theoretical.